Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm DarkSidePhil, and I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for Thursday, the 18th of February, 2021. Now, just to forewarn all of you, someone outside is cutting wood. And I don't know where exactly it is. I was looking around. I don't really see it. It may be just outside of the community that I live in, like right past the gate, someone in their backyard or something. It's loud, but it's not consistent. Like, you can tell they're cutting wood and sizing it and then cutting quick and then sizing again. So you may hear some wood cutting sounds in the background. That's fine. Hopefully by the time that we end pre-stream, the cutting will be done so that it doesn't affect the gameplay. So welcome to a chill stream day, unlike yesterday, which was very much a day that was full of games that absolutely demanded 100% of my attention at all times. You know, very reaction-heavy games. Today it's kind of the opposite. Okay, we go from a very action-packed day to basically a very chill, relaxed day. Alright, so, you may say, what do you mean? Well, today, the first gameplay stream is a continuation of Immortals Fenyx Rising. Now, this game has been very fun over the last, month or so that I've played it. I really enjoyed it. And we are now in the fourth of 5 major map locations, and we're getting near the end of it. We did a lot in this area so far. We killed Medusa. We solved many different puzzles. We did the Trials of the Corrupted Heroes. We did many different things. Come to find out, after doing all that, it was a waste of time, basically. We're doing stuff for the goddess Athena and find out, well, it was all a waste of time. Now you just need to go get Athena's essence and give it back to her, which is what you should have done in the first place. Which you've done to every other god, but you went on this big distraction in this area. Okay? So, today, we're going to continue on with that plot line. Likely what it's going to do is take us to a major dungeon, and we're going to have a big boss fight. And then we're probably going to complete the area. I think Athena will be freed. And then we'll be able to head into what I'm assuming is going to be the final area of the game, which should be the, I think it's called King's Peak. And I'm assuming that's supposed to be where Zeus is. But we'll see as we play further into the game. I think we're going to get into the game further and get to the next area. And if we do, great. King's Peak actually looks pretty interesting from afar, since we haven't been there yet. And I'm excited to jump into the what looks like to be the final map area of the game. Okay? Now, when I'm playing Immortals Fenyx Rising, outside of maybe being inside of a dungeon, most of the game is open world exploration, puzzles, etc., which allows for lots of interaction with you guys, the viewers. We can talk about a lot of different topics, have some good interactive fun, and I hope that you guys are ready to treat the stream like that. It's not going to 100% be hyper-focusing on the game, much like it is with Mario or Call of Duty, which is what we played yesterday. Okay? So it should be a fun stream of progress today. Alright? Alright. Tonight, the late stream tonight is more of the same. It's going to be Yakuza 7 post-game grinding. For the third straight week, we have to do necessary grinding in order to prepare to take on the optional Super Dungeon, which is the post-game content of the game. You have to hit level 99 and try to get all your jobs to level 99. Well, guess what? We are, I think, at this point, like level 92. So maybe this week we'll actually get our characters to level 99, and after that we can work more on the job classes or whatever. But that stream has no interesting gameplay. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be me running through a dungeon, killing enemies over and over to get experience points. So, those streams have basically become the late night chill streams, the interactive streams that you guys used to crave with games like Animal Crossing or Minecraft. Games that aren't focused on the gameplay at all. Those streams are more about interacting with me, having fun conversation, etc. Okay? So today really is going to be a streaming day not focused really on the games as much. Although with Immortals Fenyx Rising, definitely we will have some focus and try to advance. But it's going to be more about just having fun and having a chill day to kind of decompress from yesterday. Alright? Now, tomorrow is a big and momentous day because, ladies and gentlemen, if all goes according to plan, alright, then tomorrow should be the conclusion of Assassin's Creed Valhalla after Jeez. Over 3 months playing the game. Remember, it came out in the second week of November of last year. And it looks like finally we're going to finish it up. All we have left to do in the game is the final Asgard mission, which apparently is not very long. And then we've got to finish up the main storyline, which takes around 3 hours. So if we really, you know, we focus tomorrow, it looks like I should be beating Assassin's Creed Valhalla finally. Okay? And I'm sure many of you will be very excited to see that. At least from the feedback that I've gotten from you. Okay? Tomorrow night, Friday night, is my weekly throwback Street Fighter session where we play old school Street Fighter once a week. Hope you'll join me for that. On Saturday, it's going to be a major stream of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, I've been doing this on Sundays for the last couple of weeks. I decided this week I would scoot it up to Saturday. So just so you guys know, the Black Ops streams have been very fun, especially with the new Penne point wagers that we've been doing. It adds a whole new spin to the stream since people are challenging me to do certain things, and I try to do them. And if I do them, people win points. If I fail, people win or lose points. It's fun. So I hope that you guys will join me for that on Saturday since it's a major stream of it. It should be good. Saturday night is the continuation of Bowser's Fury, which is the other mode of the Super Mario 3D World game that I've been playing on the Switch. It's a brand new mode that's open world, although it's really more about just doing challenges and puzzles, kind of like how Super Mario 64 was. While a giant kaiju like Bowser is trying to kill you. So it's been entertaining. I'm looking forward to more of that Saturday night since it's something unique. Although it's only about 4 to 5 hours long, and we're already 2 hours in, so likely, one more stream and then maybe another hour so we may beat it. Okay? Sunday, the continuation of Super Mario 3D World. That's the main game on the first stream. We're in the 8th and final world of the main campaign. However, since I am doing a completionist run, I'm planning on unlocking all the secret content and trying it out, which I did not do in my original run of the game many years ago. Okay? So that should be fun. And then on Sunday night, it'll be a chill late night stream of Immortals Phoenix Rising. 2 hours of Immortals continuing on later this weekend. Which means on Monday, if all goes according to plan and everything goes as I'm planning, it looks like on Monday we will be open for the premiere of Divinity Original Sin 2. Alright? And just to show you guys, it came yesterday. It wasn't supposed to come until tomorrow or over the weekend. It showed up super early. So I've got the physical disc copy of the game, which, by the way, if anyone's interested in playing this game, I strongly recommend you buy... My hair's all screwed up. I strongly recommend you buy the physical copy. This sealed copy, PlayStation 4, $20 on Amazon, okay? Digitally on PlayStation Network, $60. It's the same freaking game. Sony is not paying any attention to the market. The market says there's no real sales demand for this game on console, so sell it at a discount. While Sony thinks that there's like some kind of demand and is trying to sell it for full price, we need to be an idiot to buy this digitally unless you bought the digital-only PS4, which I almost did. So if I had bought the digital-only PS4, I would have tossed $40 into the trash can, basically. But thank God I didn't. Thank God that I ended up with the disc version. You know what they say? Sometimes things happen for a reason. Well, that reason very well may be so that I could save $40 when I played this game. Okay? So, this is coming up hopefully on Monday. Again, if everything goes according to plan with all the games over the weekend and we don't get held up on anything, I don't foresee why we shouldn't be playing Divinity as of Monday. Okay? I just threw it on the floor. Alright. And then on Monday night, it's going to be more Fall Guys. Yes, for the third week in a row, I'll be playing Fall Guys. Basically, until you guys feel like it's kind of getting boring. Past 2 weeks, you guys really seem to have enjoyed me playing Fall Guys, so I said, why not do some more? So we'll do it on Monday night. Alright? Alright. There you go. So that's the streaming week. And so that means next week, it'll be the end of no more Assassin's Creed. Instead, it'll be Divinity Original Sin 2, Immortals Phoenix Rising, and some Call of Duty, balanced in with my weekly streams of Street Fighter and Yakuza. And we'll play it by ear and we'll see how things go. If there maybe is opportunity to maybe wedge in another game or maybe a late night game, maybe we'll start up something such as, oh, and by the way, Mario, I totally forgot Super Mario 3D World also continuing on, because that's going to be at least a couple more streams if I'm doing all the post-game content. But maybe we'll see if there's opportunity to squeeze in another game or two. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the rough streaming week coming up. I hope that sounds good to you guys. All right? Good stuff. Now, as of yesterday, 2 initiatives launched. So if you weren't here yesterday and you missed out, I will reiterate those initiatives. First of all, Ask the King, my bi-monthly Q&A show. Originally, it was going to be the last week of February, but being with the timing of everything and the fact that we're starting up new games and stuff, I said, let's bump it a week. So it's actually now going to be the first week of March, okay? You can post up your questions for Ask the King by typing !Ask the King into the stream chat, or every 20 minutes or so. There will actually be a link that will pop up by itself. I strongly urge you to post up your questions. Here's why. The more questions I get, the better the show is. All right? Last couple of shows, I told you guys, hey, if there's no demand for this anymore, because I interact with you guys every day and answer your questions, we don't have to do it. Overwhelmingly, the viewers said, no, we still want it. We still want it. All right? But it's really going to depend on if you guys keep asking good questions, whether or not I keep the show in the rotation. All right? So, please post up questions. All right? The more the better. And by the way, if you post up your questions ahead of time like this, it's a very much increased chance that you will get your question answered on the show, as opposed to like that day of, if you try to ask the question, say on my Twitter or here on the stream chat, way less of a chance they'll get your question answered than if you post it up. It's, you know, I read every single question that comes in on the forums, and I consider every one, okay? Now, in addition to that, the other event that's going on right now is the next Viewer's Choice. You know, we're about to start Divinity Original Sin 2, which was a Viewer's Choice from last year that just had to sit on the back burner until we were done with all RPGs, which thankfully we're about to be. So anyway, yes, the next Viewer's Choice is being nominated for right now. If you're not aware, you can type !Viewer's Choice into the stream chat, or again, about every 20 minutes roughly, a link will auto-populate in the chat you can click on. And people are nominating games. Right now, apparently, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory is sitting there at the top of the list as the game to be played. However, games such as Danganronpa 3, Max Payne 2, No Man's Sky, to just name a few, have been nominated as games that I should check out as part of this Viewer's Choice event. Now, what is Viewer's Choice? It basically means the game that wins is going to be played as a full-on playthrough. All right? A serious full-on playthrough here on my streams. That means multiplayer games are not eligible. It means that it's more of a game that has some kind of a narrative to it that I can investigate for several streams or a full playthrough, you see? So, I'm curious. This is very good that there's good variety to what's being nominated. And I'm happy about that, and I'm curious to see where it'll go. Keep in mind that nominations have only been open for a single day. They will be open for way more than that. Over a week for sure. Probably I'll leave it open until around the end of this month. Okay? So, please head over there. Nominate the games you want to see. The games that are the most nominated will then head into a poll that you guys will vote on. And then ultimately the winner of the poll will become the Viewer's Choice event. Unless there's some real extenuating circumstance. Like there's no way I can play it or something. We'll see. But for the most part, for the games I've seen so far, they look good to me. There you go. No, sorry, I yawned. No, I'm very excited to see what wins, because for the first time in a long time, it will not be a lengthy JRPG. I've ruled those out, so you're not going to see any crazy JRPGs or RPGs in general. Like someone said, oh, Oblivion. Dude, Oblivion is fucking longer than the other games. There's no way I'm playing Oblivion right now either. Not to say I don't want to play Oblivion, I do. But there's no way I'm doing Oblivion right now. That's crazy. I'm trying to not play lengthy RPGs. Gee, Oblivion. Yes, the lengthiest RPG. No, I don't think so. See, now Chrono Trigger is an RPG. Someone just asked, but it's very short. Chrono Trigger can be beaten in 20 hours or less. If you do the alternate endings, maybe 30 hours, but it's not a long game. That's very different from Oblivion, where you'll be playing for 7 months. Okay? Alright. So, please nominate games. I'm excited to see what comes out of this event. You know, so many things have come out of these events in the previous times, you know. Entire franchises like Yakuza, that I never even knew about ended up being played. Games like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, various Sonic the Hedgehog games, Super Mario Sunshine, right? Tons of great stuff has come out of these events. So I'm very excited. Okay. Alright. So that's what's going on with that. Outside of that, everything else is pretty good here on the streams. So I don't think we have much else to talk about. In regards to gaming news, not much. I mean, Mortal Kombat came out with a trailer. I didn't get a chance to see it yet. What I'm seeing on the internet is that it's kind of mixed. Kind of a mixed opinion. Some people are like, it seems like it kind of follows the plot of Mortal Kombat, but not exactly. There's some MMA fighter no one's ever heard of, who apparently is like a part of it now. And they're like, huh? Others are like, well, we like that it's kind of gory and over the top. So I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I want to watch it. Maybe later today I'll watch it and give you my opinion. But the internet does not have a consensus on this yet. Some people seem to be loving how it looks, and others are like, man, I don't know. So, we'll see, I guess. I don't know what inspired them to make another Mortal Kombat movie, quite frankly. I mean, the games do well. But what exactly, I mean, especially now. This is like 2 years after Mortal Kombat 11. So what exactly is inspiring them to make a Mortal Kombat game right now? By the way, you know, we should say something about that. It's 2 years after the release of Mortal Kombat 11, right? Well, for those of you who've been following the timeline, NetherRealm basically has been releasing a new fighting game every 2 years. First it was Mortal Kombat 9, then Injustice 1, then Mortal Kombat 10, then Injustice 2, and then Mortal Kombat 11. But this year, they're not releasing anything. That sucks. I was actually looking forward to maybe Injustice 3 this year. And it doesn't look like it's happening. So, I mean, it could be a couple things. It could be the pandemic, right? It could be that maybe pumping out a game every 2 years just isn't working for them anymore. Maybe they feel they need to put more polish or something. Maybe, I don't know how Injustice 2 sold. Like, I bought it and I played it, but admittedly, I didn't think Injustice 2 was as good as Injustice 1. I thought Injustice 1 was actually a better fighting game. I thought Injustice 2 was kind of unbalanced with some of the builds that they had with some of those characters. And it seemed like at the end of the day, it was only like 2 or 3 characters who could even be played online. Everyone else kind of got dominated by 2 or 3 characters. So, I don't know. I didn't play it at a competitive level or anything. But it's weird because usually NetherRealm releases their new games around April. And it's every 2 years. And there's nothing this year. So maybe later this year, we'll hear, you know, as we know, we get into the summer, there's going to be announcements and things. Maybe we'll hear about it, and maybe it'll be next year. But that's a little disappointing to me because I really have enjoyed every 2 years. For the past 10 years, there has been a new NetherRealm game every other year, and it's fun to play it, and it's not happening this time around, which is kind of sad. The great thing about the NetherRealm games is they have a ton of content, a ton, that is balanced with the online component. Usually you have a very lengthy, more sophisticated campaign than you would get from other fighting games. Usually you get some great modes to check out outside of the online component that are fun for people who don't necessarily care about the online component. I care about both, you know, so I like NetherRealm because you get the best of both worlds. You get a lot of content out of those games, you see. So, I hope that NetherRealm does have some good news for us. But anyway, in regards to the movie, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Out of nowhere, there's a Mortal Kombat movie now. But I haven't seen the trailer yet. I'll see. I'll see once I see it. Okay. Outside of that, I don't think there is much going on in the realm of gaming. Again, I kind of, you know, look around. Obviously, yesterday was the Nintendo Direct. I've already talked about it, but I guess we'll briefly mention it here. So the Nintendo Direct, 50-minute presentation, covered many different topics. Okay, many different topics. What topics were covered? Expansion characters for Smash Brothers. Who fucking cares? Right? A bunch of games no one cares about. Oh, a Star Wars squad-based game, team-based, free-to-play elimination combat. Fucking who cares? Seriously, who cares? Fucking crap. When you're watching Nintendo Direct, You want to know what the fuck is coming out for Switch that's a must-play. You don't want to hear about fucking stupid DLC characters that a small group of people care about who play Smash after 5 years that it's been out. You don't give a fuck about some fucking free-to-play crap. What are the big heavy hitters coming out? I don't care about No More Heroes 3. No one cares about that game anymore. Been in development for 17 years. No one's going to fucking play it. Alright. What is really going to happen? Alright. First heavy hitter. Mario Golf. I know that sounds silly, but whenever you get a sports game tie-in with the Mario franchise, it usually becomes a big seller. I mean, look at Mario Tennis from just a few years ago. So I would say Mario Golf will probably be a big seller. Apparently this game actually is going to have a story-based campaign with silliness in it, and maybe a competitive multiplayer mode where it's kind of like Mario Kart, where you hit your ball, but then you have to run to where the ball is. You can throw items and stuff to stop your opponents from getting to their ball first. Seems interesting. So I'm actually excited for that. That comes out in what, June, I think? Zelda Skyward Sword HD Remake. Now, I'm excited for this, and here's why. I played Skyward Sword as a new release on the Wii about 10 years ago, right? I think we might have even been longer than 10 years ago. I liked the game, but my major problem with it was it had forced motion controls that sucked shit. They were terrible. I complained the entire fucking playthrough every time there was forced motion controls. I said, I don't want to aim the bow with the Wiimotes. I don't want to roll the bomb with the Wiimotes. I don't want to do combat with the Wiimotes. I just want to play it like a fucking video game. Zelda, up to that point, had always succeeded well with no motion controls. Why the fuck were they forced down our throat? And the answer was because Nintendo was all in on their new gimmick motion controls, so you had to have it in there. Miyamoto himself, the father of Nintendo, the man who developed most of these franchises from the ground up, could not play this game at E3. He tried to play it on the stage and couldn't roll the bomb and blew himself up. If Miyamoto can't fucking do it, I'm not surprised I had issue with it. Okay? So, the good news is they're re-releasing Skyward Sword here 10 years later for the Switch. Supposedly better graphics. I don't buy that. I bet it's going to look exactly the same. But, no motion controls. What a genius. What genius fucking thinking. Something that I said 10 years ago, we don't need motion controls, and they removed them. So you can now play it like a normal fucking video game and enjoy it. How much you want to bet that game's going to feel so much better with no motion controls? It's going to be like, wow, this is amazing. So, I am excited for that. I am going to play it. I admittedly would have loved to play a new Zelda game like Breath of the Wild 2 or something like that. Or maybe if there was a fun Zelda collection. Like maybe they could have taken a bunch of Zelda games like Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds. You know what I mean? Like combine them into one collection, all HD remake or something. But they're not doing that for Zelda's anniversary. They're just reselling you a game you already played 10 years ago for full price. So it is what it is, I guess. But I'm interested in playing it, and I'm probably going to play it. Okay? And what was the other one? Oh, so Splatoon 3. We haven't heard from Splatoon in many years. Now, what's funny is I accidentally posted about this on Twitter and said Splatoon 2. And a few people responded and were like, you can't even count it's Splatoon 3. No, actually, this is Splatoon 2. Because Splatoon 2 was not Splatoon 2. It was Splatoon 1.5. It was exactly the same fucking game with new maps. And people bought the same game a second time and played the exact same game a second time for no reason because they thought, oh, it's a new Nintendo IP sequel. It wasn't a sequel. It was the same game twice. It would be like you bought Super Mario 3D World and then 2 years later you bought Super Mario 3D World with 5 new worlds. It's the same game though. It was exactly the same fucking game. So, at least in this case, let's hope that Splatoon 3 will have enough new content and new stuff added that it feels like a true sequel. That's why I didn't play Splatoon 2. It looked identical to the first game, and by the way, I skipped it. No one cared. Everyone was like, yeah, good thing you didn't. It really is the same game. It would have been fucking boring to watch you play it. So hopefully Splatoon 3 will be something new, okay? But, outside of that, like, I mean, 50-minute presentation, I would say 10 minutes out of it was worth actually presenting. The rest of it was fluff, stupid expansions no one cares about besides just the hardcore fan bases of those games. For the first Nintendo Direct in a year and a half, okay? And after hearing absolutely nothing from Nintendo for an extended period of time about what they were going to be pumping out in 2021, and here we're expecting, okay, I'm not expecting the world, no, I'm not expecting them to announce sequels to every franchise or whatever, but at least give me something that's a heavy hitter where I can be like, oh, that's cool to look forward to in 2021. I mean, I don't think there was a single thing. Maybe Mario Golf, but outside of that, like, nothing there. There was no substance to that presentation. And I hate to say it, right now, 2021 is looking like a terrible year for the Switch, which is actually the opposite of last year. Last year, there was actually some pretty solid stuff that was one of the best years ever for the Switch. Animal Crossing, selling a bajillion copies because of the pandemic out of nowhere and everyone enjoying that game, right? Amongst many other games that were good on the system. There's like nothing for this thing this year. Seriously. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I was not impressed by that presentation at all. It actually disappointed me hugely. Like, damn, I thought they actually had some stuff they were cooking. Honestly, here's my honest opinion. I felt they had stuff they were working on last year, and it got delayed because of COVID. So I thought this year was going to be like, okay, watch this shit. Last year you played Animal Crossing and maybe one or two other games, but this year, here's all the stuff that got delayed. And boom, boom, boom. Like new Mario Kart. I mean, how fucking long are we going to wait for a new Mario Kart? Do you realize how long it was since the release of Mario Kart 8? And they haven't pumped out a single piece of new Mario Kart content outside of a random map here or there. There's been nothing. So, I'm just like, where is a new Mario Kart? Like, what the fuck are they doing over there? You know? They certainly haven't been pumping out any new games. There hasn't been a new Mario game since Odyssey in 2017. You know, there hasn't been a new Zelda game since Breath of the Wild in 2017. You know, no Donkey Kong, no Metroid, nothing. None of their big franchises are getting new installments. So what are they doing over there besides just redoing the same games they've already done? But of course, we all know the Nintendo fanboys will say it was the best Direct ever, and how dare you have such high expectations, despite the fact they haven't done one of these in a year and a half. And they will buy up every single game and every single expansion, every single franchise because they're Nintendo fanboys. So, okay then. It is what it is. For me, this just doesn't look very good. It just looks like a bad year. So, I don't know. Alright, anyway. That's my take on Nintendo Direct. Alright. Outside of that, not much else to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you in advance, because I am an independent content creator, and I do not have any sponsorships with any companies to advertise products and or shill products on my stream to make money. I don't have an exclusive partnership with any streaming service to stream exclusively on their website and get paid a flat rate just for turning on the stream like other big streamers have. I am truly independent, meaning when you watch me on my streams, you can trust that what I say and do on my streams is 100% honest and truthful. When I'm playing a game, I'm giving you my honest reactions to said game, and I'm not pulling any punches at all. I don't have to worry about losing a sponsor because I said the wrong thing. And I don't have to worry about violating a non-disclosure agreement by giving you an actual opinion on what I'm playing. All right? I pride myself on this, and people have told me many times over the 12-plus years that I've been a content creator that the reason that they come back to watch me and the reason that they feel I have the longevity that I've had, while many other people have faded into oblivion, is simply because I have that honest factor to me. Determination and honesty apparently moves mountains. Okay? So, thank you for allowing me to do what I love for a living. This is the best job I've ever had. I absolutely love coming to stream every single day and hanging out with you guys. I do. I love having a great time with you, chilling, interacting, having fun with games, and just in general, living life with gaming as part of it, you know? It's really awesome. Best job I've ever had, and you guys allow me to do this by crowdfunding my efforts. Because you guys have stepped up and you support the streams, that's why I'm still here. All right? And I really appreciate that. I absolutely do. It's amazing that you guys come and you support me the way that you do. Now, that being said, please understand something. Contributions on my streams are not mandatory. They're not expected. My streams are free. The reason that I stream is to enjoy games and to share those gameplay experiences with you guys on a daily basis. That's it. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to pump out content that's a paid advertisement and make a paycheck. I could have done that many years ago. I could have changed my content up like many other content creators have. I could have become the golden boy of advertisement and basically just pumped out and shilled shit to you constantly. I don't do that because that's not who I am. All right? And so thank you for allowing me to be who I am, put out the kind of content that I feel is meaningful. All right? So that being said, if you like me as a person, if you like the content that I put out and you want to see it be able to continue to be successful, then please consider contributing to my streams in one of the following methods. You can either cheer with bits during the stream, you can subscribe to the channel, you can gift a subscription to someone who's watching as well to help someone else out who might want to sub, or you could tip me. All of those ways are great ways to contribute to the channel, and they help out, all right? So thank you in advance to anyone who's watching, anyone who enjoys the streams and wants to step up and contribute so I can keep doing this. Now, because I appreciate your contribution so much, I give you a shout out if you do contribute. And of course, if you follow the stream rules. Because sadly, there are some people who try to, I'll cheer and then I'll derail the stream with something insulting or something. Not going to do that. But in general, most people are very nice and courteous. We have a great time, and I try to particularly shout out every single contribution I get because I am that grateful, and I want to let you guys know how grateful I am. All right? So thank you in advance for that. Now, a couple things that I would like you guys to know. All right? A couple things that I would like you guys to know about my, helping out and being a stream regular. If you're someone who's going to be here on the streams and watch them regularly, and if you're someone who is going to possibly even contribute on the stream, I'm looking out for you and I want you to be protected. So I'm going to strongly recommend that you go out of your way to try to disassociate yourself. All right? Disassociate yourself from all of your other social media accounts and from your real life name and information if you're here on Twitch. So for example, if you're going to make a Twitch account, don't make it your real name. Don't make it the name that's the same that you use on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, because sadly people will find that out, and if they don't like you for whatever reason, they're going to go harass you elsewhere, and that's the last thing you want, is to get harassed all over the internet just because you're on a stream chat of someone on Twitch, right? So please diversify your information. In addition, please close your open direct messages on Twitch here. I'm just going to reiterate that. Close your open direct messages on Twitch. So many people leave them open, and the next thing you know, they're getting tons of harassing messages from assholes. You don't deserve that. You certainly don't need that, right? So please do your best to protect yourself from that kind of malicious activity. Fair enough? Okay, good. I hope that you will, because seriously, you don't deserve that. I personally have made it so that direct messages are only from people on my friends list. People on my friends list can send me them. That's it, okay? Now, in addition to that, one of the best ways you can contribute is by tipping me. When you tip me, those are funds I can use immediately for important things. Those are the funds that I use to go grocery shopping, to buy supplies for my pet cat Jasper, to go out once a week and get food with my wife, have a nice dinner out, among various other things. It helps me pay bills, pay taxes, and everything behind the scenes. Okay, so tipping is very much appreciated. But that being said, because of malicious activities that happened to me mostly last year, I've had to make some changes and institute some protections for myself. And therefore, I strongly recommend, if you're considering tipping me, please create a verified PayPal account. What that means is that you make a PayPal account to tip me with that is linked to your real life identity, whether it's via your real bank account or your other information like your identity, your ID and stuff like that. Why? Because when you have a verified PayPal account, it basically says, hey, I'm a real person, and it protects me from fraud. I've had hundreds of fake tip transactions that cost me, no exaggeration, thousands of dollars over the course of the last 6 months that really negatively impacted my business. Days in the fall that looked like I was making hundreds of dollars in tips, and I ended up losing money overall that day on a stream. So imagine that, working all day and being told someone took money out of your bank account. That happened to me several times over the fall. Okay? So, that is why I need to have everyone make a verified PayPal account, so that way I know that I can trust your tips. Okay? Also, when I see a tip comes in from a verified account, I know that I can trust it, and I don't have to sit there trying to verify if it's a real person or someone impersonating a person on a stream. All right? It's helped out tremendously. And I strongly recommend you do it. In addition, making a verified PayPal account will help you in the long term. There are various protections that they put in there for buying and selling of goods over the internet. If someone tries to scam you and you use your PayPal account to pay and you have a verified account, they'll add in some extra protections like buyer or seller protection so you don't lose your money. Basically, you get your money back, which is a good thing. So it benefits you. It benefits me. It's free. Please go the extra mile and create that verified PayPal account if you can. Also, I have a good recommendation, everyone. Something new that has happened as a result of someone who just started doing it, and it's a really smart idea. Okay? So sadly, ladies and gentlemen, there are some people who like to come on these streams, and they love to waste my time with fake tips. In particular, they like to come on here, and they like to impersonate longtime stream viewers. Okay? They'll actually use the name of a stream viewer who they know tips, and they'll say that they're them and send me a fake tip. I think it's real, and then later on I might check that, oh shit, it was someone actually impersonating that person. I can't believe it. Alright? So if you're a regular stream viewer who tips, alright? I'm not going to say any names or whatever, because there are a few of you, I'll say probably about a couple dozen people who regularly like to tip during the streams. I have an idea, and this actually came up by a stream viewer who regularly tips. Make a code word, okay, that you will use when you tip me. And what you can do is, when you tip me, you could say, Phil, this is my code word. I'll type this in every tip from now on so that you'll know it's really me. Okay? So, for example, let's say, I don't know. Who's here today? That Anonymous is here today, my moderator. Let's say that Anonymous was going to tip me. Okay? Here's what he could say. All right, Phil, my code word is cheese. So every time that I tip you moving forward, I'm going to use the word cheese at the end of the tip so you know it's really me. Now, here's the thing. When he sends me that tip with that message, only I see it. No one else could see it but me. So I know what his code word is. So now from now on, if that Anonymous was going to tip me, he could say, hey, Phil, here's the tip. I hope you have a good day. Cheese. And now I know that's from him. Now I don't even need to look at my PayPal. I know that's from him. You see? So this is a good idea, actually, because it prevents someone from trying to impersonate a regular contributor. And that information is private. All right? So I'm actually going to start recommending this to those of you who are regular stream contributors. It will completely cut out that problem of me having to wonder if you're real or not. Okay? It would save time. It's just great. Now, of course, this is only going to work if I don't use the tip pop-up messages. And sadly, here's the thing. This is the truth, guys. I was actually thinking of bringing up those tip pop-up thank you messages by the end of this month. And then all of a sudden in the last week, I started getting fake tips again. So I was just about to the point where I was like, all right, the fake tips are basically non-existent. And then all of a sudden, boom, they're back. People are doing fake tips. I'm like, son of a bitch. So it looks like, at least for the near future, I'm not going to be bringing back those pop-up messages for tips. And therefore, I think it's just going to be me reading out your messages manually. Okay? Like I've been doing. So, there you go. Alright? Fair enough? Alright. I just covered a lot of crap, didn't I? Ladies and gentlemen, let us now move on to thank you shout-outs. Okay? Wow! That is absolutely, positively, ridiculously disgusting! I am really sorry. This morning, I had, these little breakfast bars that my wife buys. I was hungry this morning. I was just looking in the cupboard. They're like, what do we got in here in the pantry for breakfast? And I'm shuffling around and I saw there's these little squares. One's like cinnamon flavored and one's like chocolate flavored. So I had two of those little like pastry squares for breakfast. They're supposed to have like vitamins and fiber and stuff in them for your body. That's good for you. I said, I'll have a couple of those. So I did. But now I'm burping up gas. It is what it is. So, I apologize. That was absolutely disgusting. Okay? Anyway, let's get to shout-outs, which means I will say thank you to those who contributed and answer your questions, etc. We actually started up today. The first contribution is from Tarantula MS 2018, who tipped me $5. He says, hey, Phil, what's going on, Tarantula? It's good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the first contribution. I appreciate that. And thank you for the tip, because that helps a lot. Remember, guys, for tips, we have particular reward goals. If I raise $50 in tips, I'll put on the gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, I'll put on the vest. Now, last time, excuse me, yesterday, when I hit the tips goal during the Call of Duty stream during the day, people wanted the platinum vest, so that's what you got. That means today, if we hit the tips goal, the vest eligible will be beige, blue, red, gray, or camo. Those will be the 5 vests, all right, that will be available for you guys to see during the stream if we hit the tips goal. Now, if we double today's tips goal and we raise $200, I will put on 2 vests at once. Whatever the first one you vote at 100, and then when we hit 200, you'll vote again. And that'll be 2 vests that I'll wear simultaneously. This has only happened once last week. I don't foresee it ever happening again. But just in case, that's what we're doing for the double tips reward. Okay? So there you go. Okay. Very stupid, I know. Snow Carl cheered. He says, Phil, do you think Super Mario is a bit too boring to carry a full day long? Should we move to the night streams? Chat seemed disconnected. No. Not at all. In fact, now Mario is way more challenging. You know, initially, the first few stages of Mario are pretty easy. In fact, the first 5, 6 worlds, I think they purposely make easier, so that way if there's a kid playing it, the kid can kind of turbo through it. It doesn't really get challenging till the end, and by the way, now it's very challenging because it's very hard now to get all the collectibles, which I'm trying to get. 3 green stars as well as the stamp. It's pretty tough to find them and get them when every stage has instant deaths. I mean, yesterday, I went from having over 70 lives down to about 20 lives during the stream. It was death. So it ended up becoming way more entertaining to watch. The problem is, people have misconceptions about what the game is, and people sadly just want to hate on a game that they think is, oh, it's a kid's game. Well, then don't come to the stream at all. If you're going to watch a Nintendo game with the mentality that, oh, it's just a kid's game, it's not good, then don't even bother attending. Go do something else. Come back when I'm not playing a Nintendo game. Because I'm going to enjoy Nintendo games. I love Nintendo games. I grew up playing them. Are they my favorite games overall these days? No. Usually not, although it was funny because in 2017, Super Mario Odyssey was my favorite game of the year. Okay? But, no, in general, I do enjoy them, and I'm going to play them if I like them. This is a new release. It's got good content to it. If you don't like it, come back when I'm not playing Mario. Sitting here and complaining the entire time will not be tolerated. Okay? All right. So thank you, Snow Carl. First cheer of the day. I got that up on the leaderboard. Cobra King JFS has resubscribed for 28 months and asked me will I be playing the new Ghosts and Goblins. Now, from what I don't understand, they actually are making a brand new one. This is not just like an HD re-release or a remake of the classics. They actually are making a new Ghosts and Goblins, right? Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins are 2 of the most challenging franchises ever in the history of console gaming. Or I should even say gaming in general, because they actually had arcade cabinets. I almost forgot about that. They actually had arcade cabinets as well. Because I played them once or twice in the arcade. Those games are fucking tough, dude. Now, I don't know when it's coming out. I heard about this. I was intrigued. I don't know if I would play it. If you guys are interested in seeing me play a pretty ultra challenging game, I would consider it. But that would really be more on you guys. Like, I probably would enjoy playing it, although I probably suffer a lot, because those games are very difficult. So, it's up to you. What do you guys think? And by the way, I don't know when it comes out. So I'm not against playing it. But I know it would be a tough one. It would be one where it would be like slamming my head against the wall repeatedly. So, let me know. Okay? March 16th? I'm being told March 16th. Now I'm being told February 25th. Well, that's pretty contradicting information immediately in the stream chat. Back to back. Wow. Well, I guess we'll have to see. Either one sounds good, but I don't know. Deadly Feet says, play the old one. I did. I played the one that was both on the Genesis Mini as well as in the, I believe it was in the collection for SNES. I played them both. So. Okay. Continuing on. Last Rambo cheer said, is it unfair you disregard games announced and jump the gun on Switch because of personal subjectivity and not being objective? No. When you are going to react to a presentation from a company, it's almost always objective. Excuse me. It's always subjective. How can I objectively weigh and balance an announcement when no one's played the game yet? That's stupid. That's like, oh, I'm going to review a game before I played it. What? No, it's subjective then. It's not objective. Subjectively, I couldn't care less about No More Heroes 3. I played 1. I thought it was an okay game. 2, I've had forever, and you guys never wanted to see me play it. I have zero interest in 3 at this point. Okay? Mario Golf, I'm interested in because every Mario sports game that I play, I usually have fun. Even ones like Mario Tennis, where it's torturously difficult, I still had fun with that game. So that's all subjective. There's nothing objective there. Alright? You can't. Until I actually play the physical game and I can compare it to other games, I can't objectively tell you anything. It will always be 100% subjective when you're talking about an announcement, a trailer, you know what I mean? So I don't even know what you're talking about, Last Rambo. Like, that's complete nonsense. There's not a single piece of, like, logic in what you just said. Well, I do thank you for the cheer. Snow Carl cheered. He said, it's been almost a year since your financial situation greatly improved. You got a significant amount of disposable income. Have you set up a retirement fund yet for your geriatric years? Yes. 97% of my income is going into a bank account. Of course. Snow Carl, first of all, you have absolutely no idea what my real financial situation is. As much as you like to pretend like you do because you follow detractor circles or hater circles, whatever you want to call it, you think you know. You don't know jack. Alright? You don't. You don't know anything about my personal life behind the scenes because I don't tell you guys about my personal life behind the scenes because if I did, guess what would happen? Those same fucking people would try to dissect it and find out, oh, where's every dollar go that Phil spent? What is this? What is that? Alright? This is very simple. None of your business, alright, at all, what happens behind the scenes with my finances. Alright? In reality, yes, I will tell you this, as I said late last year, this year, 2021, if things go as well as they did last year with my streams and my business, is going to be the first overall positive year that I think I've had in many years when it comes to finances. Here's why. It looks like once I get past the whole tax situation, got to pay my tax guy to file my taxes, then he files the taxes, and I get through all that crap, which is always the first part of the year, all right? For the rest of the year, I'll be on pace to be able to pay the taxes and things that I owe when I owe them, all right? Which is great. Not having to be unable to pay stuff and now owe back stuff, all right? In addition, for the first time in a long time, I may have some additional funds where I can finally improve my business like I've wanted to do. Oh, there's the guy cutting the wood. It's been like 40 minutes. He's finally cutting more wood. There you go. I told you it was going to happen. So anyway, yeah, it looks like I may be able to improve stuff around here. Now, the first two things that absolutely must improve is that I must get a new laptop and I must get a new chair. It has to happen. This laptop is so slow at this point that half the time I can't even get Stream Chat to work. This chair is creaking, it's uncomfortable, and it sucks. Alright? So those are the first two things that have to improve. Alright? Long term for the rest of the year, obviously I'd like to get an Xbox Series X if and when they're finally available. I would possibly like to upgrade other equipment in the office, like maybe my webcam, maybe my computer. But this is all what-if stuff. We got to see how the year goes in order to make determinations of if and what I can actually improve. Okay? So we'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll play it by ear. For number one, got to do the stuff that's essential, which is taxes. That's got to get done. Once that's done, then I can look to other things. But outside of that, any other things I'm doing behind the scenes is none of your business. You don't need to know what I'm investing money in. You don't need to know about my 100 offshore bank accounts that I have over in the Cayman Islands that I don't tell you guys about because I'm hoarding money to actually fly with Elon Musk to Mars. I want to live on Mars with Elon. And, you know, my ultimate plans for world domination will come to fruition at one point, but you don't need to know about those. All right? All the hoarding of money that I'm doing. You know, also, the giant platinum statue of myself that I have in my backyard that I would never show you guys because you just say that it's very wasteful. But listen, all right? It's just to say, when you're someone as important as me, you have to have giant effigies to yourself. Okay? So you have to understand these things. This is very important stuff. All right? So anyway, the sad part is there's idiots who actually think stupid shit like that. Last year, they actually tried to convince legal authorities that I was funneling money to unknown accounts. And so, like, you're out of your fucking mind. Anyway, I digress. It's none of your business. Don't ask me personal questions like that. Ninstar Rune cheers. How am I supposed to send you a code word if your DMs are turned off? Didn't you not listen to a word that I said, Ninstar Rune? What I said was, when you tip me, since no one else can see your tip messages, okay, in the tip include the code word. So Ninstar Rune, all right, let's say you were going to tip me, all right, and you would say, all right, so Phil, this is a tip, and just so you know, future tips will include the code word, I'm a bad listener, all right, that would be your code word. So you would tip me and you would say, Phil, here's a tip, have a good day, I'm a bad listener. And then I would know that that was you, because not only did you include your code word, but also you are a bad listener, so I would know it's definitely you. Okay, then. There you go. And by the way, if you are going to actually make a code word, don't make it I'm a bad listener, because I just said that publicly. All right. The Real 166 tipped me $5. Thank you very much, Real One, for the tip. He says, hey, Phil, I love your content. Are you planning to play the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla update, which includes river raids? I just played it. It could be worth trying out. No. It took me so long to get to the end of this game, and it looks like I'm beating it tomorrow. There is zero chance, and I mean this, 0.0% chance that I'm going to be doing any expansion content for the game. The game is incredibly poorly paced. It's way too drawn out. It took too long to beat. It overstayed its welcome. I don't want to play it again. There you go. Snow Carl cheers. I didn't mean to suggest I knew anything about your behind-the-scenes situation. I'm going off what you said on stream. I hope things continue to go well for you. All right. Thank you. Jay Hawkwood is here. He said, and he cheers. I was watching your condo tours on YouTube last night. Would you ever do another condo tour? Maybe as a sub goal or a $1,000 tip goal? Whoa. Like if I got $1,000 tip, I would do it. That's insane. But anyway, I've already explained this many times. In a nutshell, no. Sadly, these days, people will use any little piece of information about me or my life to twist against me and basically hurt me. And as stupid as that sounds, people have done some dumb stuff like look at a bill sitting on my countertop, figured out the company who does my power from that, called the power company and tried to turn off my power. They've impersonated me in other businesses and tried to... One person, this is true, a person figured out, all right, how to log in to the local authority here and sent them a $1,000 payment in my name that I didn't authorize. This was a couple years ago. I think it was 2-3 years ago. They actually emptied my bank account without my permission. And then I had to call them and argue with them and be like, I didn't authorize that payment. This was because someone got information out of a video that I made. You know, this was several years ago when I actually was still doing videos in my house. Okay? So this is why I don't fuck around with this stuff anymore. Every little thing that happens can be twisted to hurt me. So as of 2017, 2018, I stopped sharing personal information about my life with you guys outside of my office. My life has become dramatically better since then, and I'm not fucking with that. So the answer, Jay Hawkwood, is although what you're saying may very well be very well intentioned, the internet back then when I used to do condo tours was very different than it is today. There weren't thousands of malicious, basically moralless people on the internet trying to hurt people just because they can. And I didn't have any negative repercussions from doing condo tour videos back then. Today, I very much would. So fuck all that shit. I'll just continue to have a good life. And my streams will be my streams separate from that life. Okay? There you go. El Gallo Grande de Felipe. Gee, I wonder what that could possibly mean. Did a 95-bit cheer. Okay, then. Well, there's no possible way that I'm actually going to type that one out, right? So what I will do is type EGGDF. There you go. 95-bit cheer. Excellent. Okay. Ninstar Rune cheers. Big ups on letting Elon just move in with you. Make sure he pays his rent. Yes. When you have someone who has a name like that who's a stream regular, I accidentally superimposed that instead of Elon Musk. So there you go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give shout-outs to the top cheering contributors of the week so far. Keep in mind the week is still very young. But thank you to those who have cheered so far this week, including Hillbilly USA and Yoshino Lover, who are tied for 9th place. Snow Carl, who's in 8th place. Gimme Mo in 7th. Gimme Mo, Retro Jim, and Timbo Slice are a triple tie for 5th. Ninstar Rune is in 4th. Cyber Shadow's in 3rd. Ladies Man in 2nd. And The Paradox in 1st place. Thank you, guys. Golden Colt Shooty said, confess your cooking sins, my son. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Thank you for the cheer, Golden Colts. And also, thank you to those who have gifted subscriptions to the channel this week, including Jackalese and Super Scuba, who each gifted a single sub. And then we got Kate Berg Beckleman and Diocletian, who each gifted 2 subscriptions each. All right. Ladies and gents, unless anyone else has something important to ask, I think we're done with the pre-stream. This was a relatively fast pre-stream compared to other ones. All right? So unless there's a final question or a final shout-out to do, I think I'm going to go use the restroom, and we're going to get started sooner rather than later. What's up, Habib Gaming? Good to see ya. All right, guys, here's what we'll do. Let's take a quick break. I got to use the bathroom. I'll be back. Knows Nobody did 100-bit cheers, so hold up. What's up, Knows Nobody? That's the biggest cheer. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. So, hold on a second. Now I got a tip. It looks like Alfred Aponte may have tipped, but I need to confirm this just in case. Again, sadly, got to confirm tips because sadly we get people who impersonate and do negative stuff. Let's see here. Nope, it's real. Alfred tipped me $2.33. Asked what I think about the Direct yesterday. I actually just talked about that, Alfred. In a nutshell, underwhelming. Maybe 2-3 things in there that I'm excited for, like Mario Golf, Splatoon 3 next year, and Skyward Sword, but mostly an underwhelming presentation. All right, let's take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes. I recommend you get a drink, get a snack, do whatever you need to do during this break. And when I come back, it is Immortals Phoenix Rising. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in a few.